Before we get in the program, Holly, it's time for this week's Joke of the Week.
Why is the Incredible Hulk such a good gardener?
Would it something to do with about a green thumb, maybe?
Yeah, he's got green fingers.
Oh, he's got green fingers.
You guessed it.
Oh,
right.
I guessed it right?
Close enough.
Okay.
Ba-bum-bum. This week's garden joke is brought to you by Rescue.com. American-made rescue products keep your family home and yard protected from pests like insects, wasps, hornets, yellow jackets, flies, ants, and more. Learn more at rescue.com. That's RESCUE.com.
All right. Well, the world of hot peppers. Now, many people enjoy a little heat every now and then. I don't mind it every now and then, but some people would just bite off a hot pepper and it's a 4. It's not very hot. We watch some people on YouTube that they could be eating fire and they would say, not very hot. Yeah. Not very hot. Could be hotter.
Like,
yeah.
Burn your face off, hot sauce, and they're like, it just kind of tickled my tongue.
Yeah. So we're going to discuss the world of hot peppers here. And we don't grow hot peppers per se, but there are some people and some industries that work on trying to grow a hotter pepper and a hotter pepper and a hotter pepper in order to expand the boundaries of heat.
Yeah, basically. So there is a company, and there might be more than one company, but there's companies that they use science, technology, which is called STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, to make the hottest peppers. So for a long time, I think it was the ghost pepper was like the hottest pepper. And there's this unit of measurement called the Scoville unit of measurement. So it rates hot peppers. Well, peppers heat. So bell peppers are already 0. So like your regular sweet bell peppers or any sort of sweet pepper is at a 0. Jalapenos are 2,000 to 5,000. These peppers that these companies are making go up to 5 million.
5 million.
Yeah. Scoville. Uh-huh. So just think about that. Think about jalapeno and you're like, maybe you're like me, you're like, that's, plenty of spice. Imagine 5 million. That's insanity. So the other thing, this is kind of a fun fact, is that only mammals can feel the spice from the peppers. So like birds, lizards, fish.
Yeah.
Ducks. I mean, I know ducks are birds. They cannot feel the spice from pepper. So if you're ever having bird problems, somebody says put pepper around, the birds aren't going to care.
Right, and that's why we in the industry of people, squirrels are eating from the bird feeder. You put chili powder in and mix it with the bird seed.
Yeah.
So, and then there's companies that sell it specifically for that.
And don't rub your eyes in.
Because the birds don't taste it, but because the squirrel is a mammal, it has the it's not an endorphin, but a trait in the brain in which
so it can feel the capsaicin.
It can feel the capsaicin.
Yeah.
And to get to get hotter peppers, because that ranges so well, 2,000 to 5,000 on the jalapenos. If you cut the water off or reduce the water and stress the plant out, it can make the pepper hotter as well.
Right. Also, the right growing conditions, like heat in general, is what's good for these peppers. Peppers are technically a tropical plant. Mm-hmm. So we are, for people like Joey and I who are in the Midwest, we're testing our boundaries by growing any sort of peppers, but especially hot peppers. So they like that really intense heat, full sun, etc. Now, I'm not saying you can't grow hot peppers. It just might take you a little bit of work, and you're not going to grow these 5 million Scoville unit peppers. This is done through very controlled environment. And one thing they do is cross-pollinate by hand to mimic the insect pollination. So like what a bee or an ant would do. So they take
to control it even more intensely.
Yeah. And these peppers are not growing in a greenhouse. They are growing outside, but they're still controlled.
These peppers are taken care of better than your children are
Probably,
at school.
Yeah. Now, this is all they grow. They're not trying to also grow tomatoes, potatoes, garlic.
This is their thing.
Radishes, turnips, whatever. Beets, yeah. So they do the cross-pollination. It's done by hand. Now, it takes 8 to 10 generations to create a cross-pollinated pepper that is stable. So they might, the first generation, they might get a cross-pollinated pepper, but it takes 8 to 10 generations for it to be like, this is solid.
A consistent deal.
Right. This is good. This is going to be our new pepper strand, whatever you want to call it, variety. But it's a 1 in 10 chance of getting a stabilized pepper.
So when you see these people on YouTube, they're crossing these and doing it for fun in their backyard. It's not to the level in which certain companies are doing it, but they do get a hotter pepper. But it's not necessarily, they're not doing it in the purpose of a large-scale manufacturer, take it to market, and this is the new thing in the world that everybody's going to want to purchase.
Right.
They just do it as a hobby.
Yeah, it's just a hobby. And for some people, and then some people do grow these companies will grow these hot peppers because not only for, the pepper enthusiasts to try out or whatever, but it's also for the medical field. There's a lot of, because of the high capsaicin amount, they're used oftentimes in topical treatments for things like joint pain. And no, your arm is not going to feel on fire if you use that. It's for, it just feels good. It helps calm the nerves. And then also it's used for certain cancer treatments. So there's a reason why, not just to, dare your friend to pepper their face off.
And again, a bell pepper is 0, and there's peppers that are 15 to 16 million Scoville units. And over the last, let's say, 15 years, we've seen that scale continue to climb higher and higher.
It's like a challenge.
It's a challenge, right?
Yeah.
From the Carolina Reaper, that used to be the big thing, and now it's the police pepper spray. Police pepper spray is between 2 and 5 million. So if you ever get sprayed with that, that's up there. But there are peppers that are exceeding 10 to 15 million Scoville units.
Okay. So anyway, back to this process that they do. So to determine if their new pepper variety is stabilized, they freeze dry it, and then they turn it into powder. They mix it with an ethyl alcohol. And once that's done, they do this analysis to determine if it is a stabilized new variety.
Okay.
So that's...
You're not going to grow these in your backyard.
No.
Habaneros, jalapenos, cayennes.
I think it would be fun to try because it seems like it's easy to cross-pollinate them.
Right.
And just to see if you can cross-pollinate something.
Well, there's people that do that in the tomato world. They cross-pollinate and see what kind of new strand of tomato they get. And in some instances, that's how they create hybrids as well.
Right.
In that. For people who we see, we got to take the seeds out because that's where the heat is. The seeds add no additional heat, no primary contributor. They don't add anything to the heat levels. It's primarily from the pith membranes is where the heat levels are at.
So like the ridgy parts?
The ridgy parts, yeah, and in the actual skin itself. But the seeds have zero effect on, this makes it hotter if we leave the seeds.
That's interesting because all these cooking shows are like, we'll take the seeds
Well,
out.
we've seen this in the gardening world that a certain piece of information is created or believed to be true, and then it just goes across the whole world. This is what we've got to do because I was told this. This is what I heard. This is what I've seen. Everybody says this. Yet science does not prove the truth in that. Yeah, there's not the true producer of heat. Seeds have very little to no. They might help a little, but that's the minor portion of the pepper.
Right. Yeah, so we just, I guess, busted that myth. So if you ever how are these people getting these super hot peppers? Where are they coming from? Can I grow them? You can only grow to what your backyard allows, which would be probably like a habanero or something. Or
also, your climate. If you're in South Texas, you got a better chance of growing super hot peppers than people in Minnesota.
Right. And then you can experiment with cross-pollination. I don't see... There's no problem with that, so...
And if you like hot peppers and you like spicy stuff on a consistent basis, have at it. I find it interesting, these people who do these pepper challenges or the sauce challenges, the Carolina Reaper and the ghost pepper. and they put it on chicken wings, and the person who's preparing it has rubber gloves, a respirator on, and a very thick jacket.
I wonder if
and then they take it out there and go, okay, you can eat this now.
I wonder if you become like almost
there's some immunity
desensitized to it in a way where even
if you've grown up with that all your life.
Yeah, or like even for me as I've gotten older, I didn't always like sour stuff, not necessarily sour, but like lime or lemon flavored stuff. But now I really enjoy putting like a lot of lemon in my water. So I don't know.
Just like that guy we watch who, doesn't think anything's hot. He's obviously he's a connoisseur. He's ate hot stuff his entire life. And you just keep chasing it. You keep chasing. Oh, it's not very hot. I need something hotter. I want to feel that burn in my mouth.
Well, he should go try one of these 5 million Scoville units.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Some history, some fun stuff about hot peppers.
Yeah, some pepper facts.
Walton's also has some facts for you.
Yeah, they know that you care about where your food comes from, canning, preserving, etc. At Walton's, you can get all the equipment, seasoning, and supplies to make sausage, jerky, and any other meat product your way to your high standards. Do you want to make snack sticks that people will actually like? Walton's created MeatJustSticks.com, an informational site to help you make the best finished product. Walton's even has its full line of their own meat grinders, mixers, and sausage stuffers to help you go from animal to edible. Walton's everything but the meat. You can use code GROW50, that's GROW50, to save 10% off your orders of $50 or more.